about experiencing new people, new cultures, new horizons. About learning who you are in relation to the rest of the world. 7 people come together to travel thousands of miles across the globe in search of adventure. The expedition is also a Parkinson's fundraiser. Every kilometre they drive raises money and awareness for Parkinson's disease. Starting from San Francisco, California, the expedition team heads down into Mexico and Central America. They continue driving to the tip of South America, where the cars catch a ship to Australia. The team cuts across the outback, hops over to Singapore, where they follow the route north through Southeast Asia. Then they swing west into India, up into China, and across the Siberian wilderness. Finally, they drive through Alaska, Canada, and back home. The expedition is the brainchild of Nick Bagley. Nick founded Drive Around the World, an organisation that combines charitable fundraising and adventure travel.
We're on the Alden River and we're checking email. Pretty cool.
Todd Borgie, a former Peace Corps volunteer, has an insatiable curiosity for other cultures. Here on the expedition, he serves as the mechanic.
I guess I'm the secondary mechanic, which the secondary mechanic does all the work.
Nancy Olson, a captain in the Marine Corps Reserves and an adventure racer, is in charge of the team's public relations.
I was just driving by a tree back there, and this was right up against the tree. I said, oh, cool.
Justin Mounts left the comfort of his 6-figure job as a business consultant for the romance and adventure of the road. He keeps the group on track as the team navigator.
You know, I used to make the claim that I was the whitest guy in California. I've taken that claim global now. I am the whitest guy in the world.
Shanda Groom is in charge of logistics. She also maintains contact with the outside world through the team's website, odysseyshow.com.
So, they're selling kangaroo tails in the frozen section in the Warakirna Roadhouse.
Neil Dana, the team photographer, is a musician and has surfed all over the world.
I surf all the time. I surf reefs that are only 1-2 feet deep. This is 6 feet deep. This is not dangerous.
Ralph Potts is a travel writer who agreed to tag along to help document the expedition. His book, Vagabonding, is a guide to traveling light.
We're going to buy some major explosives and take them into Honduras. In some cultures, this would be called smuggling.
On this episode of Odyssey.
Feel that? Oh. We just entered Costa Rica.
They say there's no way to cross.
Oh, you see a crocodile over there?
Okay, what we want to do here is build an educational center and volunteer headquarters.
There's coffee back here.
We hit the ditch and bent 2 rims and have 2 flats.
Nick, it's a hell of a lot safer than jacking this thing up at an angle. If you're gonna jack it up here, I'm gonna walk away.
Road and then cut over.
2, 3, 4. Bueno. Costa Rica is going to be a big pain in my... And I'm going to spend too much money because... How do I deal with that many zeros?
So here we are at the border of Nicaragua and Costa Rica, called Peñas Blancas. So we just got here, we picked up this guy, Juan, and Juan's gonna help us through the steps. So hopefully this border won't be too crazy, we'll see. ¿Y cuánto tiempo piensa dura para completar todo el proceso hasta
Una hora, lo máximo.
Gotta get more Red Bull so we don't fall asleep while we're driving. We need it.
I'm looking for a book. Excuse me.
See?
That's that.
I know where my papers is at.
What do you put as occupation?
Electrician.
You can probably put whatever you want, huh?
Yep.
I'm gonna be a supermodel.
Feel that? Oh. We just entered Costa Rica.
Oh, wow, we can go to a pet store and buy a macaw. I really want to do that.
In Costa Rica they say pura vida. Pura vida, man. which is kind of like aloha. Literally, it means pure life. Buena vida. Ah, see, works. In fact, I have to tell the team that. I just want to let you all know that whenever you see anybody in Costa Rica, all you need to say is pura vida. That's called Costa Rican traffic. So you met this girl, Janine, who started up a company that focuses on preserving rainforests and helping out animals that have been injured and rehabilitating them.
Hi, my name's Janine. I am the co-founder of Kids Saving the Rainforest. And we saw how everything was changing around here, how trees were being cut down, how property was being developed, and we decided to make a difference. And we haven't tested it yet, but it looks like it might be contaminated because you can see some soap suds going down and how cloudy it is. Oh, look at the monkeys! Whoa, whoa. Yeah, they're so adorable.
I wish I could climb like that.
What we want to do here is build an educational center and volunteer headquarters. Here we will also plan to rehabilitate the animals.
Why do they have such ugly toes?
Those are paws, and that's how they hang on trees.
Imagine the back scratching you get with that.
They're so cute.
Wow. Live Muppets.
We have a TT monkey, and he was electrocuted. He was on the wires.
So what was he doing on the electrical wires?
Trying to cross the road. And that's why we have the monkey bridges.
What is your plan for this organization in the future?
I would like to make it an international organization with stations all around the world. I hope to see more people getting involved.
We're gonna go check out this river, make sure it's passable.
When you're crossing water like this, first thing we do is we're going to walk it. We're going to get out and actually walk across it to see if it's too deep. But it doesn't look like this is. We'll walk it in just a second.
The river has cut a steep step between the river's edge and the road. Oh, it's so deep right there. It's practically over my head.
They say there's no way to cross.
But
Well,
the only way
go
we'll
walk
tell
over there and
is
check
if
it out
we walk
then.
over there and look. Oh, it's really cool! Wow, this is really fast. I don't use my flip-flops.
Or we could take our shovels and dig away the bank into a gradual... Yeah, we could do that. But don't mention that to Nick, because he might actually try to do it. He'd be like, yeah, let's do that.
Nick, let's go!
This is not passable. No way.
It's deep over here.
Yeah, very deep.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's a high rock selection.
Oh, so now what?
What do you think? Can we make it?
If we go like 300 yards that way, then there's a shallow area, and there's actually a road that runs behind here.
Todd should not drive. He doesn't even like four-wheel driving. I never lose that to him.
Very nice. Coffee back here.
You're gonna jack it up here, I'm gonna walk away.
Riding in the car today, right in the back, not driving. Sweating. It's a little warm down here, a little warm for my taste, but it's what happens when you drive around the world. You get to see the hottest and the coldest regions everywhere you go. I would so love a 6-pack of beer and a cheeseburger.
Drive around the world is not too unlike Star Trek in that we all take our role seriously. We're all explorers. we're just, you know, exploring the roads of the world.
In some respects, being on an expedition is easier than I thought. And in others, it's a hell of a lot harder. It's a lot more work, I think, than any of us anticipated. You know, we definitely spend more time working than we do vacationing. I think there's something fundamentally wrong with us.
And now we are heading into San Jose out to a coffee farm. We're gonna go out there, and I think we might even be put to work. I'm not sure yet. Yes.
Estamos listos para coger café.
There's coffee back here.
¿Para qué? Para sostener el canasto. Okay.
Whoa.
¿Qué son? Le queda flojo, le queda muy...
Oh, I think it needs to be tightened up a little bit. It's good. Bueno.
You can just eat these, huh?
Ahí hay unas maticas también más buenas ahí arriba.
Like what?
Después te los muerde ahí. Eso tiene un amargo, pero es...
Ants.
Ants.
There's bugs everywhere. Ants.
Oh, this one should not have been picked.
I don't think that excuses your
I
lack
think
of
we're finished with this one.
I was picking.
It's not worth it.
I'm spent.
You're not going to get your cup of coffee.
You gotta put them in both.
What? All right, you guys.
I get intrigued with any kind of farming. I think it's something that's been given to me from my father. But going and see the coffee plants and seeing the people that pick them, the harvest is always interesting to me. How they count them, how they process it. I just love to learn all that.
While the team is hard at work, Nick discovers the family's prized possession.
68?
59.
59? This is the air conditioning right here. Just open up this flap.
No, it's puede, manejar. Meta la llave, meta la llave. No, meta la llave. Meta la llave, métala. Métala. No. No, aquí.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, go.
Yeah. But you can see why they use these vehicles. I mean, they just keep going. They've been using this one on the farm since 1959.
Costa Rica started growing coffee in 1779 and now produces roughly 3% of the world's coffee.
Hey, he took the emergency brake off on me and it rolled forward.
Hagámosle fuerza entre todos. Entre todos les hagamos fuerza ahí. Ya lo estoy por favor. Ok, meta la llave. Sosténlo ahí. Vuelva a arrancar. Démosle duro. Vamos.
Gringo. You know how to get out of that one? I'd have one foot on the clutch, I'd have one foot on the brake, and I'd have my heel on the gas and holding the emergency brake and going backwards. And the brakes are horrible.
After almost losing the family vehicle, Royce and Benicio were relieved to deliver the day's harvest intact.
I feel like I'm in I Love Lucy and I'm smashing the grapes.
To Naranjo and to your beautiful families and to Land Rover Coffee.
Okay, perfect.
And to Marta.
I don't know if it was a pothole or what it was, but we just hit it and went boom, boom. And
I think it's a hell of a lot safer than jacking this thing up at an angle. If you're going to jack it up here, I'm going to walk away.
We hit the ditch and bent two rims and have two flats. I don't even know what we hit. It was the side of the road. I don't know if it was a pothole or what it was, but we just hit it and went boom, boom. And
Hey, Pally,
flat.
this is one of our good tires.
Where are those beacons? You know where the beacons are? Those flashy beacons?
Are we in a safe spot?
I think it's relatively safe because there's that blockade right there that everyone has to slow down for.
Rims are ruined, so we do have a choice. Actually, the rims should probably be straightened.
Well, and the tires, we don't know if the tires are bad yet or not. It could just be because they got popped off the rims.
There we go. Oh jeez, a bug just went up my nose. Watch out.
It's scar slide.
Yeah. From this angle it looks a little bit like it's leaning.
It is leaning a little bit.
So we can just back it up, put it onto the roadway.
What about using the high lift over here?
I still think it's going to slide if it's sliding just a little bit. Because the angle is so great, we need to get the car level.
All we got to do is find something to put underneath the high lift jack.
We can back the car up 6 feet and be on a total solid surface. And it's a hell of a lot. Nick, it's a hell of a lot safer than jacking this thing up at an angle, on soft ground no less. It's been raining all day.
I disagree that it's safer on the road.
If you're going to jack it up here, I'm going to walk away.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, ultimately I'm responsible for this. Both are unsafe, Justin, but ultimately I'm responsible for everything. So I got to make the call.
Nick, you're a mechanic. You know it's not safe to jack up a car when it's at an angle.
You can do things that appear unsafe and still be safe.
Vehicles and all the lights on. Use the flat surface of the road.
I'm just worried about some crazy drunk truck driver.
You know, it's just we have a flat surface. We have a blockade no more than 40 yards away that we can push the car up against to, or drive the car back up against to, surrounded with vehicles. We've got enough lights to light up Central Park, for Christ's sakes. There's no way anybody would mistake what we're doing for anything other than a repair that they need to avoid.
These things are squirrely, Todd. Pardon?
Check this out. Check out this angle and picture what's going to happen when you lift that up.
Well, yeah, the jack's going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
It's going to fall over.
What was wrong with the bottle jack?
Oh, it started
to fall over.
So it just started to fall over?
It's just too great of an angle.
It is.
And the ground is too soft.
I want 3 people working on this problem. Nancy, you, Todd, and me. Too many chefs, spoiled the broth. Put the chair under there.
What if I got it under the right place, but I can't get it there?
You want to do it or sure?
I want both of us to do it.
People
Sure,
will say,
I see.
you were changing a tire on the road?
I see.
Well, so no, say it.
Right,
They'll be like,
Nick, and I see that point, but you guys stopped and said, is the car slipping? I mean, we are dealing with...
Yeah, I mean, it was like
essentially
foggy over there.
All I was saying was get it up onto the road.
Uh-huh. Well, we did that then.
Difference of 18 inches. You know, just don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Bottom line is, you know, it's fixed. So now we can keep moving.
So what we're doing today is we're driving from Panama City up to Colón, which is a shipping port town at the north end of the Panama Canal. It's kind of a crazy area, and we've heard that Colón is a cool town, but also that it can be pretty sketchy.
You get a lot of fans driving around. They always look at it and say, oh, baby, excited.
Now we're going to try to find our guy and meet up with him from the shipping company to get these vehicles up on the ship. So I'm going to have to deal with a security guard here in a second and figure out what's going on.
And this is a pedestrian normally.
This is normally pedestrian. So
or let's say to load this on the ship, I don't know if it's going to be over here or here.
the guy that we were speaking to spoke English, and he said vehicles and cargo like that usually enter from the other gate.
Okay, but he told Neil that this was the primary gate for Cristobalport. We are at the gate. I think we're at the right gate.
I think we're at the wrong gate. Nick is always the optimist and never really the pragmatist.
We arrived at 3:50, and the sign on the door said that the paperwork ends for the day at 3:50.
Nick knew we needed to be up here at 1 o'clock in order to get the ships loaded on. We got here, I don't know, about 3:30 or so. So there's no way that we can get the cars loaded up on the ships today. So now what we have to do is either stay in Colón, which has a really high theft rate, or drive back to Panama City. And so the cost of staying in Cologne is like $120 to get the room. So instead, we're just going to drive back to Panama City, stay there, and then get up and do this all again tomorrow. It's 2 o'clock on Thursday. We've been here for about an hour and a half. This is day 2 of trying to get the cars onto the vessels. I'm tired of boondoggles.
We're gonna get ready to drive the vehicles into the containers. Woo, it's pretty cool stuff. Oh yes, one more border down. Only, what, 28 more to go, something like that. Panama, Panama.
Feliz Navidad.
You're carrying a lot of tension in your neck.
Coming up on the next Odyssey.
So I'm gonna get a nipple pierced. That hurts.
The team celebrates the new year, Ecuadorian style.
That's a big hope.
I have gasoline and a knife.
Then it's off to Peru, where they meet their biggest challenge yet.
We have here a very big rock in the middle of the trail.
We're really gonna need to move big rocks.
That's too close for my comfort. I'll just watch and see how things transpire.
I don't know how smart it is.
I mean, we could do it, but it's just...
Can they keep their cool before someone gets hurt?
Watch out, watch out, watch out!
For more adventures, visit odysseyshow.com.